back, everyone. Welcome. Come on in the room. You are watching the No Tears for Pigs Black Hammer panel. This is Chief Turey representing Cuba. Pronouns they, them. I'm the Chief of Staff of the Agitprop Committee, International Agitprop Committee of the Black Hammer Organization, bringing to you this live event. And with me here is my co-host.
I am Chief Oju, representing the nations of Africa and Borican, otherwise known by his colonial name as Puerto Rico. I use he, him pronouns, and I am here as well to co-host this amazing live event, this groundbreaking historical live event. I am so ready.
The Black Hammer Organization is the anti-colonial revolutionary organization dedicated to taking the land back for poor and working class colonized people all across this globe. And one of the ways we are doing that is by setting up a Reparations Corps. You will meet our little private army of white people a little later on. So that's who the Black Hammer Organization is. Chief Oju, can you lay out our principles of unity for the lovely audience in the room?
Yes, I will. At Black Hammer, we go by 4 principles of unity. We have 4 principles that guide completely what we do and who we are. And here are our 4 principles of unity. Our first principle of unity is that we believe the colonized proletariat should have dictatorship over our lives, labor, land, and resources. Our second principle of unity is that we believe all colonized proletariat are equal, no matter gender, sexuality, age, skin tone, body type, location, religion, language, mental physical differences, and or biracial or multiracial identity. Our third principle of unity is we believe all the problems the colonized face are from colonialism and the submissive neocolonialists that are within our colonized nations. And our fourth principle of unity, which is so important today, is that we believe that the colonized proletariat is the only true proletariat. Only through our leadership can white power, capitalism, colonialism, imperialism, and all its symptomatic offspring be smashed. Our political line is so strong. That fourth principle of unity is so important for this panel today, isn't it, Turey?
Oh, yeah. The fourth principle of unity is why we even have a Reparations Corps in the Black Hammer Organization where no white person is allowed to step foot. We have an entire separate program for them, and you are going to meet them in a second. First, I just want to explain something. Some of you who are like RSVP'd on the Facebook event, some of you might be hopping into the room asking, why are we launching this panel on what some of you might call Memorial Day? Well, we just wanted to, Hammer City, which was announced on July 4th of last year, we want just to show as much disrespect as humanly possible for the colonial state, for the pigs, for any pigs who are alive or dead. That's why we are saying no tears shed for pigs, including any white person without a uniform, because we understand that white people are extensions of the state. They are foot soldiers for the colony. So if you are a colonizer and you ain't got a uniform, well, you can consider yourself a Fed, and you can correct this. We will teach you how. How do you pay reparations? Well, luckily, we have a whole. Well, let's introduce the premium, the creme de la creme of the crackers that Europe has offered us. Can we let them in the room, Miss Producer? Let's see. Yes, there they are. Oh, and here is our lineup today. The cream of the crop, the separating the wheat from the chaff. Here's the wheat of the finest that the European peninsula has to offer from the cold rocks of Europe, be it from the Ukraine to the Iberian Peninsula. So everyone here, welcome. So you have heard us introduce ourselves, and for the colonized people, for the Black Hammer members in the audience today, they're not used to seeing white faces in the StreamYard. So you gotta ease them into it. You gotta ease them into who you are. And then, like when you get a new pit bull, you want to be like, oh no, he doesn't bite. He's friendly. You gotta ease them into who you are. So just like how we introduced ourselves, introduce yourselves. Give us your name, the nation you represent, your pronouns, and tell us about yourself.
Yes. So we'll start with Comrade Reset. Go ahead.
Land back. I'm Comrade Reset. I'm representing the nation of Ireland. My pronouns are he, him. And I joined the Reparations Corps because the material difference between all colonizers and all colonized people is evident. And the only organization doing anything about that is a Black Hammer organization, and uniting under colonized leadership is the only way to regain that humanity and overturn that material difference. Land back.
Land back. Thank you, Comrade Reset, for laying out real quick. You already hear them? You already hear them, right? You already hear them. All right. Next, we got Comrade A. Go ahead, A.
Land back. I'm Recruit A, and my nations are Germany and England, so I'm white. And I use he, him pronouns. And I joined the Reparations Corps because I saw that Black Hammer's unity, organization, camaraderie, and brilliance were second to none. And I wanted to learn from the best and be under the leadership of the best. Land back.
Land back. All right. Learning from the best because we is the best. Vanguard things. All right. Can we get Comrade Executive? Go ahead. Introduce yourself.
Land back. I'm Comrade Executive. I represent the nation of Germany, and my pronouns are she, her. I joined the Reparations Corps because I wanted to know, as a white person, as a colonizer, what I could do for the revolution. And not just the colonizers' revolution, but the anti-colonial revolution. And Black Hammer is the only place that is all about that. Land back.
And back. All right. Let's keep on going. Vanguard things. Comrade 11, go ahead.
Land back. My name is 11. I represent Norway and Poland, and my pronouns are they, them. I joined the Reparations Corps because Black Hammer is the biggest and baddest, the only global organization run entirely by colonized people, and I know that they have the answers to overturn colonialism. We've been in control too long, and it is time to relinquish that power. Land back.
Land back. All right. And then let's get Comrade Parthenon. Go ahead, Comrade Parthenon.
Land back. My name is Comrade Parthenon. I am representing the nations of Slovakia and Lithuania, and my pronouns are she, her. I joined the Reparations Corps because I completely disunite with the colony and everything it's doing to the entire planet, the environment of our planet. And the only way to overturn colonialism is to fall under the leadership of colonized brilliance. And that is what Black Hammer is all about, and I'm so about it. Land back.
Land back. Okay. And then last but not least, the one with the name that sometimes people be tripping on. Go ahead, Comrade Sarcophagus.
Land back. I represent the nations of Ireland and Germany, pronouns she or they, and I joined the Reparations Corps because look where white leadership has gotten us. It's gotten us colonialism, imperialism, ecological destruction, nothing good. The only ones who know how to lead anti-colonial revolution are the colonized masses, and our brilliant chiefs, Chief Oju and Chief Turey, are showing colonizers how we can contribute materially to the revolution. Land back.
Land back. Yes, this is back. Serial thing. Yes, laid it out. Go ahead, Chief Turey.
You see, they can be taught. You see, it's not so hard to fall in line behind anti-colonial, revolutionary, like the colonized proletariat. It's not hard. Makes you wonder why all those white leftist haters on Twitter raise up such a storm when we see how easy it is to fall in line behind the vanguard of the revolution. But just to further this education, we have to set the tone off, right? So at every single event, every single meeting we have political education for us, but also for the masses to raise the consciousness of the masses. Because Black Hammer, that political boom is so good. The white people want some. So can we pull up that political education, Chief Oju? Take us.
Lamb back. Yes, well, lead us through our political education. This political education today comes from our very own Black Hammer Times. Our Black Hammer Times is the baddest, biggest anti-colonial news source out there, and we are about to lay out just exactly why colonizers need to unite under colonized leadership. So let's get into this political education. So it begins. Poor and working class colonized people of color, coming together to build Hammer City, a home for all colonized people around the world. The first Hammer City was built on Turtle Island in the state of Colorado. The Constitution of Hammer City reads, as people of Turtle Island and her sisters invaded by the white settlers, we know that we must unite against our common enemy, the colonizer. For these reasons, Black Hammer Organization doesn't include colonizers as members, and they will be excluded from Hammer City. The struggle of us landless and colonized working class people to survive in this world requires solutions to meet our immediate needs of food, shelter, and housing. With Hammer City, we are ready to put our principles into action, that the colonized proletariat should have dictatorship over our lives, labor, land, and resources. The presence of white people in the US is a result of colonial theft, and it works to protect a murderous system that was built for their benefit. With colonized Africans stolen for labor and the native stewards of Turtle Island killed in the name of the alien's destiny, white occupation is the root of the American empire. To have members of the oppressor class in a liberated territory cannot exist except in struggle and warfare, which is why once the root issue of colonialism is addressed, all things that grew from it, gendered violence, eugenic science, police brutality, miseducation, and other systems will wither away. The famed African revolutionary Kwame Turey once explained, poor white people are not fighting for their humanity, they're fighting for more money. There are a lot of poor white people in this country. You ain't seen none of them rebel yet, have you? Why is it that Black people are rebelling? Do you think it's because it's just poor jobs? Don't believe that junk that the honky is running down. It's not poor jobs. It's a question of people finding their culture, their nature. They're fighting for their humanity. With these truths propelling the Black Hammer Organization forward, the indigenous people of Hammer City and Turtle Island build a micronation where the symptoms of colonialism are smashed. Hammer City will always be under the direction of the rightful stewards of the land. This group of revolutionary indigenous people has been called the liberators, land liberators. In their own words, the land liberators of Turtle Island teach that as long as there's colonialism and colonizers, liberation for humanity will be impossible. Dominic talked about pre-colonial political ideologies and how people lived amongst each other in relative peace before colonization. A poem by the Muskogee Creek reads, with the thought of keeping the town secure, the chiefs appointed people to be scouts. So whenever they heard of strife, the scouts would go to where the trouble was and go among them and talk peace. And as our comrade Shoren explained, we live to serve our people because there's no other people who can be trusted to put the self-determination back into the people who handle it best, colonized people from all walks of the earth. Since nearly 1 in 3 residents of the Navajo, the DNA people, don't have access to clean running water, she continued, Hammer City is not optional. We have a responsibility to our elders, parents, and children to provide an environment which puts our basic needs at the forefront of goals. We need nutritional food. We need a place to lay our head, unpolluted water, which gives us life, and the right to a community which shows that it appreciates the work that each person is capable of doing, rather than the level of productivity that we can provide for a machine that drinks the blood of colonized people to sustain itself. And from a recent interview, she explained the law of the land will be that Europeans will have to leave unless they have a colonized person to vouch for them, maybe. And that's a big maybe. That's really the best they can hope for. An indigenous person is willing to say that they are okay with that person staying. Colonized people don't deserve activists of any race who speak eloquently but don't challenge the status quo. For colonized people, that means joining Black Hammer and committing yourself to ending colonialism worldwide. And for colonizers who want to regain their humanity, the only option is to pay reparations, commit class and national suicide, become a traitor to colonialism, and serve under the leadership of the poor and working class colonized masses. To help with this, Black Hammer Organization is starting and has started and has been going with a class series to re-educate colonizers and teach them to be human again. Colonialism will only end when reparations of all stolen land, lives, labor, and loot are returned to their rightful indigenous stewards. And we've built a world where no one can live at the expense of another. Land back. That is why we have the Reparations Corps. That is why we have the Reparations Corps, because there's only one place for the colonizer in the revolution. There's only one place for the colonizer in this world where no one lives at the expense of another. It is under the leadership of colonized people, because what else could they do for us? They've only looted, only stolen, only taken, and now it's time for them to give it back, to repair, reparations, to repair, to fix. That's the only role that they can have. Land back. And so we're going to take a moment to talk about this political education as we do in any Black Hammer meeting. So I want to hear from a few people. Let's see, Comrade Parthenon, tell us.
Back.
The
spirit moves me. You know, I gotta comment a little bit before we let the white people have done enough talking. We can talk for 10 minutes.
That's true. You're right.
But I do want to emphasize that colonialism is not a difficult system to figure out. And for as much pushback as we get from the white quote unquote left, or from Fox News, from all the people who are so surprised that Black Hammer doesn't want white people living on Hammer City, the fact that you are on this continent is not a natural occurrence. You took this continent and all colonized continents at gunpoint. So the fact that we do not want you anywhere near Hammer City, let alone on this continent, should not come as a surprise. However, even if that weren't the case, that everything that you have, the pile of wealth that you sit on, was not taken at gunpoint, the fact is that poor and working class colonized people, our nations have been divided by colonialism, by your system, by the system of the settler, of the white person on stolen lands. Our development has been crushed. We have not been able, with our own dictatorship, to build our own systems that provide for us. There's no institution today that is built right now that exists in the heart of the empire that gives that dictatorship back to colonized people. So we physically don't have this, we don't know what it looks like to have that power. So having a city where we can build with our own hands something that belongs to us on the land, that belongs to us, all colonized people coming together in unity for this project that affects us all, and saying that we will do this again on the Asian continent, we will do this again on the African continent, in Pachamama, what white people call South America. We will do it in Australia. So that we, the colonized, poor and working class, the only true proletariat, the mass majority of the global population, can tap into that power which has been made invisible to them for so long. When they look to that power, even thinking about it can put their life on the line, saying, no more. Like this old system that is crumbling, we will not go down with the slave ship. It is an overturning of the unnatural, of the stolen, to make it right again. There's nothing hard to figure out about that. And with that, let's open it up.
Yes, Parthenon, go ahead.
Yeah, I think land back, I unite with everything that you expanded on there, Chief Turey, like overturning the unnatural. It's 600 years of our leadership over colonized masses when we're outnumbered 10-1. That's unnatural, and it's only done harm to our planet. It's only done harm. I mean, you see where the environment's at. You see nuclear waste being spewed into the ocean. We have to forfeit our power in order to return the land to its rightful stewards, to what is natural. That's exactly how, well said. I completely unite with what you're saying. Land back.
Land back. Yes. Go ahead. Comrade Reset.
Land back. Yes, I fully unite with this political education, and also fully unite with everything that Chief Turey laid out there and what our comrade Parthenon just laid out. And we see just the material reality difference that we spoke on already, and how like the lack of self-determination for the land, lives, labor, and resources for colonized people has led to where we are, how colonialism has led to where we are now, and all these contradictions that we see and these crises that pop up every single second. It's like a new one's popping up every minute. We can't even keep track of them. By the time we lay them out, there's new ones popping up, and it all goes right back to that colonialism. And in that PE, it talked about, Europeans not, or like colonizers not being able to stay on the continent, and it would honestly be generous to have a boat to go back to European nations for colonizers. Like there's a huge material difference that has created the issues that we see today. So full unity with this political education and everything that Chief Turey laid out there. Land back.
Land back. And then Comrade Sarcophagus. Go ahead.
Land back. The part of the PE that really stood out to me was the line that said Hammer City is not an option, because colonized stewardship of the land is not an option. As Chief Turey laid out, this colonial system is not natural. Our ancestors came over here and stole this land at gunpoint. So how are we going to be in right relationship with the people here or with the land when we came over here and stole everything? So the only way to repair the damage that has been done is to give the land and resources back to the people who know how to live in right relationship with the land and with each other, and that's the colonized masses. Land back.
Land back. Yes. Look at our comrades here in the Reparations Corps laying out exactly why Hammer City is not an option, and how they might need a boat to go back to Europe. I might agree with that too. They might not need a boat. All right, and back, Chief Turey. Let's get into our first panel question, just to learn a little bit more about our Reparations Corps recruits.
And back. So for our first discussion question, you're gonna find out who are the Reparations Corps and what is their role in building Hammer City. First of all, like I said, the reason that the Reparations Corps exists, that I had a hand in birthing this program, is because the mass majority of the planet, colonized proletariat, people of color, like as they are sometimes called, are the true proletariat, the true working class. Everything under colonialism that has been built by us on top of us. And everything that the colonizer has is taken from that system, is skimmed off the top of that system. Y'all are parasites on stolen land. And the only way that a parasite can show unity with the host is by paying reparations. If colonialism is a one-way pipeline for y'all to skim off the top of this massive pile of stolen wealth, reparations is reversing that one-way pipeline, where we take back the resources that rightfully belong to us and say, and y'all have no say in where they go, period. And the Reparations Corps is that organized process. And since Black Hammer prides ourselves in not having a white face anywhere in our meetings, y'all ain't allowed. But we still offer you a chance to be on the right side of history. The Reparations Corps is that chance. And the resources that y'all return to Black Hammer go right back into what our largest project in building Hammer City. Revolution ain't cheap. So that is the primary means of paying reparations, is joining the Reparations Corps. Chief OG, you want to comment on it before we open it up?
Yeah. We know that without reparations, we literally cannot fix things that need to be fixed. This is going to take more than just ideas. And so we need that material backing to make sure that we can create this new material reality for colonized people. And this Reparations Corps is the way forward. This is the way forward for all colonizers. This is the way forward for you. There's no other option for you to move forward. only the Reparations Corps is. And so, yes, we're going to hear from our Reparations Corps comrades, and I want you to tell us, who are y'all? Who's the Reparations Corps? And yeah, like, what are you doing to help build Hammer City? So let's hear from Recruit A first. Go ahead, Recruit A.
Land back. My role in the Reparations Corps is Chief of Staff. And so what that means is that I make sure that there's good communication amongst all the comrades, and that we come to unity for our decisions, and that we're also in communication with leadership, and that we're organized. So the Reparations Corps is for white people who are finally ready to do something to wash that blood off our hands. We've listened to Black Hammer organization. We've internalized that colonialism is the core contradiction at the root of all the problems that colonized people face. And we've internalized that we need to fall under colonized leadership because we understand and unite with the 4 principles of unity of Black Hammer. So through the Reparations Corps, through the 8-week boot camp, online boot camp, we take the skills and the political education that we receive from our brilliant colonized leadership, and we go back into our communities and we secure those stolen resources. We get those reparations and we take material action. We're not about symbolic action. We're not about performative action. We're about material action. So we go and we get those reparations and material resources back into the hands of colonized revolutionaries so that Black Hammer can build Hammer City. Land back.
Woo, land back. Well said. Well said, Recruit A. Yes. All right, let's see. I want to hear from 11. 11, go ahead. Tell us who you is.
Land back. The Reparations Corps is for colonizers who are ready to disunite from the colony and instead unite under colonized leadership like we've done and shown here. The colony teaches us individualism, competition, division, exploitation. It robs colonized people of their resources. It takes and it takes and it takes, and it's unforgiving. And all this destruction takes place in our names for our benefit. Even for queer and trans folks like myself, who might feel unsupported by the colony, we're not. We're still reaping its benefits. We're still on stolen land. We have access to resources and generational wealth that were stolen. And at the end of the day, the state does protect us. But we in the Reparations Corps say that this destruction will not take place in our names for our benefit anymore. Instead, we are firmly united under colonized leadership because we know that they have the solutions to overturn colonialism. My role in the Reparations Corps is economic development. So I'm in charge of collecting those reparations, getting those resources back. This can be money, other resources, skills, or labor. And all of this has to come from us because we're the ones who took it. And we have to put it into an organization like Black Hammer that's building power. So that's what economic development does. And it's time for every single white person to pay reparations. We're coming for you. Pay up.
Woo! You heard they coming for you too. We've been coming for you. They coming for you too. They coming for your reparations. I want to see that in the comments. Put hashtag reparations now. I want you to put that in the comments. Hashtag reparations now. And keep liking, keep sharing this. Share, tweet, drop it in some DMs because this is some historic stuff going on right here. They said they coming for your reparations. All right. So lay it back. I want to hear from Sarcophagus. Go ahead, Sarcophagus. Lay it out.
Land back. My role in the Reparations Corps is as the leader of membership. As 11 laid out, collecting reparations is essential to what we do. But besides that, one of the most important roles that we can play in the anti-colonial revolution is acting as a wedge between the colonized masses and other colonizers who continue to cause harm to the masses by uniting with the colony. Membership is the blood of the Reparations Corps. The more Corps members we have united under colonized leadership, the stronger the wedge is between the colonized masses and white people who continue to act as agents of the colonial state. The more members we have, the stronger the line of defense is between Hammer City and the colonizers who think stolen land somehow belongs to them. Since joining the Reparations Corps, I feel like I know what my role is in this anti-colonial revolution. So colonizers, if you want a role to play in anti-colonial revolution, you have two options. You can either continue to unite with the colony, or you can unite with us under our brilliant colonized leadership. Land back.
Land back, yeah. I feel you on that, sarcophagus. It's two options. One sounds a lot more intense than the other, and the one that's intense is the right one, the one where you have to commit that national suicide and push yourself out of yourself. Land back. All right. Then let's hear from executive. Executive, tell me who you is, why you in the Reparations Corps.
Land back. My role in Black Hammer's Reparations Corps is as the secretary. And being the secretary for the Reparations Corps is nothing like being a secretary in the colony. I'm not making or taking calls. I'm not filing anything. And I'm not bringing anybody their coffee. My job as the secretary is to keep that line of constant communication and organization so that we can get to the end result of our goals, which this summer is reparating $50,000 for Hammer City. Land back.
What? Ooh, just quietly dropping that goal in there? What? 50,000? I think we could be talking about that soon. All right. And then finally, last but not least, Parthenon, tell us. Oh, no, not last but not least. We got a couple more. Okay, Parthenon, go ahead. Go ahead, Parthenon.
Land back. My name is Comrade Parthenon. I'm in charge of agitation and propaganda for the Reparations Corps. And we, as a collective of colonizers, have all been through our 8-week anti-colonial boot camp led by Chief Oju and Chief Turey. Thank you so much. We were taught all about the many, many legs of colonialism and how to unite under colonized leadership. So as a white Jew personally, I learned that my position as a Jewish person does not negate and cannot negate my position as a colonizer. You know, the legacy of colonialism and Palestinian genocide that I inherit as an Ashkenazi Jew, as a European Jew, is one that I do not want to unite with, and I want to dismantle and destroy. So the only way to do that is under colonized leadership. That's one of the most important lessons that we've learned, is that uniting under colonized leadership is literally the only way out of this contradiction. Everything has a cost under colonialism, and it's always going to be the theft of resources, land, lives, labor from the colonized masses. So, you know, to overturn this contradiction, unite under colonized leadership. It's that simple. Land back.
Land back. Ooh. All Europeans must pay reparations, no matter what kind of European you are. All white people pay reparations.
Period. I know we got a few more people to go through, but just if we can meditate for a moment, on what was just laid out. Comrade Parthenon, you have gone through all 8 weeks of our Reparations Corps program, correct? That is how you got your uniform, and that is straight from the mouth of a colonizer Jewish person. You see, it is not hard to analyze the world from an anti-colonial perspective. White Jewish people are colonizers, and the colonized Jewish population of the world, under the bombs of the colonizer, like they know it. So I just want to I just take a moment to really let that sink in, because we winning, and everyone knows we winning, and now now we have it laid out all here. We got the receipts. Okay, honey. Oh yeah, I said my piece. We can move it.
Let it back go. That piece had to be said, because look at how easy it is. It ain't that hard. It ain't that hard once you analyze how the world works for real. Comrade Reset, go ahead. Tell us who you is.
Land back. Yes. Get him, Chief Turey. You heard our brilliant leaders lay out who the Reparations Corps is, what we do. We are that wheat from the chaff, the premium saltines that were brought on by our colonized leadership and taught that political education. You heard our comrades break down what that 8 weeks looks like and what their roles are. So in that political line with the Black Hammer organization, practice democratic centralism. So all of our roles are elected with full unity from all of our comrades. And with that, as the elected leader of the Reparations Corps, it's my job to steer the ship, build on comradely attachment, practice that organization that helps to lead to the recruitment of new members to the Reparations Corps, and collect those stolen resources back so that the colonized masses can practice self-determination and build hammer cities, not only in Colorado here now that we're starting, but globally, so that self-determination can be practiced by poor and working class colonized people everywhere. Land back.
Land back. I heard most of that reset. I heard most of it. Your audio was going in a little bit out. You could check that. You could check that headphone. But I caught the premium saltines. I caught that you have to fall under the colonized leadership, and that as leadership of the Reparations Corps, that you have to understand this is an organization organizing people. These recruits are organized. They're not some white individuals doing whatever they want. They are organized to do what they need to do to get those reparations. All right. And we ain't gonna let the colony slow us down, whether it's on the stream or in these reparations. Okay. And so, like I said, we organize our recruits in the Reparations Corps. People probably think, what happens in that class? Do they meet in person and then do they whip them into believing into colonized leadership?
Does Black Hammer really disappear people?
Oh, do we do that? I don't know. I don't think so, because all Reparations Corps recruits who have completed the full cycle are right here laying it out why they need to follow the colonized leadership. And in the Reparations Corps, we go through political education, we talk about skills, and we want to build these skills because we have to realize that these people have to be organizers. They are going into their own communities. They are talking to the white people in their own lives to organize them into paying reparations. In order to be organized, you need skills. And as we've seen, colonizer protests, colonizer organizations, all those colonizer-led places lack organization and they lack leadership. We've seen it happen. We see them get beat up by the pigs. We see them get arrested by the pigs and get colonized people hurt in the process, as in Chaz, right? Where those 2 or 3 young African children were shot and killed because of that lack of organization and lack of leadership from the colonizer left, right? And so what we do is we teach them skills. One of those skills that we teach them is communication, because that anarchistic bent they got to be smashed to the nub. It got to be completely getting rid of, because it leads them to just organizing for themselves. It makes them individualist, makes them liberal. And so what we do is we do practice phone baking. We practice communicating with each other. We practice making sure that they have the skills to win people to get reparations. So we teach them how to have meetings. We teach them how to make agendas. See, we organize the people. We organize our own colonized people, and look what we're doing now. We're organizing your white people, colonizers. Be afraid. And so our skills that we teach them are given back 10 times full through their reparating their skills. They reparate their skills back to our organization. They reparate their skills through agitation propaganda, just as Parthenon laid out, doing designs. They reparate it through organizing economics, just like 11 does, right? These are skills they already have and coming with and are reparating it back to us. But all we had to do is just teach them how to get it all together, all right? And so given that, that's something that you'll learn if you join the Reparations Corps. If you join the Reparations Corps right now at blackhammer.org/reparations, you can get these skills and be organized for something besides yourself. You hear me? So what we're going to do now is get some reparations. How can we have a whole event panel about reparations and not get some reparations? So I'm going to hand it off to our comrade 11, who is going to lead us in our first call for reparations. Go ahead, 11.
Land
Come
back.
on, Norway and Finland.
All right. So we are excited to be announcing this raffle. You know, we don't have to give you anything for paying reparations, but we decided to give you a raffle. So if you enter, you have a chance to win this fantastic Vote for Hammer City t-shirt featuring Commander-in-Chief Ghazi looking fabulous. So for $10, you can enter. For $20, that's 2 entries. $50 is 5 entries. You can send these to Cash App or Venmo at Build Hammer City. Take a screenshot of your donation and email it to Reparations Corps at protonmail.com, and a winner will be selected on June 19th. Let's see those reparations in the comments. Are you paying $10 for a chance to win a t-shirt? Reparations in the comments, please. It's time for these to come back. And we're even giving you a chance to win something. That's generous.
Mm-hmm. I agree. That is generous because you don't need to get nothing. Reparations all is a one-way street, right? You are giving your resources back, the ones that you stole. And so I want y'all to be dropping in those reparations in those comments, just as Comrade 11 just laid out. Let's see. Do we have?
Oh, we got 25.
Go ahead.
Got 25 from Comrade Exec. We got them in this room and paying reparations. Let's see the people outside of this room paying. That's at Venmo or Cash App at Build Hammer City. Reset, paying $25. Our Reparations Corps always comes through. We're looking for other colonizers to come through. It's time, y'all. It is past time.
This is
Who's got $10?
$20 in reparations from Recruit A.
Thanks, A. Let's see who else has $20. Can anyone match that? That's right. Colonizers, open your purse. It's time. Where are the good white people at? I want to know that too. The good white people pay reparations, and that's it. All right, Precipice, land back, 35 in reparations. Thank you, Precipice. Who else has got $10? Only 10 for a chance to enter for this t-shirt. A colonizer that you know is reparating $20. Fantastic. Let them know they can email a screenshot to Reparations Corps at protonmail.com for 2 entries in the raffle. Who else has got 20? Let's match that.
All I know is that these Reparations Corps recruits have not only been organizing to get reparations here, they've been organizing to get reparations all around the country right now and building up this 50K. Go ahead, Comrade Levin. We still got a couple more up in there.
Land back, that's $20. Oh, I see someone donating $30 in reparations. Fantastic. Let's get $60 in reparations. Why not double that?
Yes, racists can pay reparations too.
Yes.
For real, save some of that. Yeah, save some of that money. You were gonna be spending on like $60 shirts at like I know some of y'all paying $60 for shirts, at some of these stores anyway. Like, why don't you pay that money for the race war? Yes, get them in the room.
Money you were gonna spend on
a shirt. These Boogaloo boys wearing Hawaiian shirts. Why don't you make the new trend to Vote for Hammer City shirt? All your money is good here at the Black Hammer organization.
Money you would have spent on coffee, money you would have spent on DoorDash. Come on, reparate that. You don't need to spend it on yourself. How much money has already been spent on you? More than enough. Spend it on something that matters. Power to colonize people. Oh, Xander's got 25 in reparations. Thank you, Xander.
Okay.
Who else has got 25? Let's match their payment. I know whenever I order DoorDash, I make sure to spend, I spent $35 tonight. I'm going to spend 35 in reparations each time.
Okay. I didn't even know that.
Luke, 30 in reparations? Come on, set it up for yourself. $30 is nothing. You can pay that. $30 that was stolen anyway, $30 that people were murdered for. Come on.
Yes. All right, look at that. Okay, we're gonna let people keep on giving reparations. We're gonna let people keep putting them in the comments. We have another opportunity for raising those reparations. Keep on coming, keep on sharing, keep on liking this video. We want to make sure that everyone who is watching, who is a colonizer, isn't just watching. They are paying back that stolen loot. They're paying back those stolen resources. Land back. Yes. And so thank you, Comrade 11, for leading us through that. And hopefully we get you that Hammer City t-shirt as soon as possible. Oh, see, Chisa says they see another $20 and another $30 reparations in the YouTube comments. Hey, okay. We're gonna be tallying up all those reparations to let you know that with the grand total that we are also receiving in our Venmo and Cash App right now. All right, so we'll let you know that number soon.
Yes, for all the white people telling me to go back to where I came from. Yeah, just let me see that money in the comments. It's for the plane ticket. Where's that plane ticket money? And I gotta warn you, if I spend it on a plane ticket, I'm not gonna have anything left to build you that rowboat back to your rock.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see.
For real. Yes, I know that plane ticket. I want to take a cruise. Maybe no, I don't want to take a cruise. I want to take one of those sonic boom planes. Those sonic boom planes, like they bringing them back again, right? I think I want to take one of those. It was like $3,000 a ticket about. So I think I want to take one of those. So I'm gonna need some reparations for that plane ride back to where I came from. Keep telling me to go back there too. You so right about that, Cheetah, right? So we're going to move on with our panel and get into our next panel question. Go ahead, Cheetah Ray.
Land back. So second on the docket, as they say, why did Black Hammer decide to launch this $50,000? Get a little sneak peek, let it slip. But why did Black Hammer decide to launch the $50,000 goal on Memorial Day? And why is Memorial Day a trash holiday? Oh yeah, I know we want to give people a little taste of what's to come. $50,000 is just the beginning. So by the end of the summer, like all the the premium crackers that you see before you will not only have raised $50,000 for the construction of Hammer City, but that'll be the foundation for taking everything back. $50,000 is nothing but a drop in the ocean for what we are coming back for. And on Memorial Day, a day where y'all disgusting pigs, I know y'all, the feds are watching, keeping an eye on us. Y'all say that we should shed a tear for y'all. We should mourn like those amongst your pig ranks who you have, who your lives have been lost in the plunder, in the warfare, the one-sided warfare against colonized people. That your life was not long enough living as a parasite on stolen land. Well, we say that your life was too long. It couldn't have happened soon enough.
Mm-hmm.
And we are not, and that just goes for not just the money. When I say we're coming for everything, I mean even the cultural institutions that y'all are trying to uphold in this crumbling system. There will not be one scrap of memory left of what you stand upon when we have liberated all colonized lands. Memorial Day, Independence Day for a parasitic, a genocidal America, like all of these things, they could be left by the wayside when your empire falls. And we building with this $50,000 is just the start. We building Hammer City. We're building Hammer Cities all across the world. So that is what I got to say. We can open it up. So what is this $50,000 going to? My lovely private white army.
Yes. What is this going to? Go ahead, 11. Yeah.
Land back. Chief Turey laid that out so well. Thank you so much for laying out that $50,000, first of all, is just a drop in the bucket. This is just where we're starting. This is only our goal for the summer, y'all. We're going to exceed this exponentially. And also laying out why we started it on Memorial Day. Because Memorial Day celebrates the United States military and all the destruction that they've caused. The centuries of looting the world for resources, killing and abusing millions of colonized people. And to stand against that, you have to do something materially because the materials were stolen. As white people, all of our wealth is stolen. And Hammer City is creating a solution, a place for colonized people to live without colonizers or the violence that they cause. But y'all, it takes money to build a city. The revolution requires materials and resources. And so these have to come from reparations. Reparations are the only way for white people to get on the right side of history and for colonized people to have a chance to build power for themselves and have dictatorship over their land, lives, labor, and resources. And they're doing it. Black Hammer's building it. They have the land. They have the land, and we are raising money right now for them to build all the structures on it. Land back.
Land back. Revolution takes resources, y'all. I don't know who made a revolution happen without any resources. They just willed it. No, they had resources that they needed. All right, land back. Comrade Reset, let us know why $50,000.
Land back. I want to make sure you can hear me, Chief Folger. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. Land back. So yeah, why the $50,000 on Memorial Day, so-called Memorial Day, is I just want to know, like, why celebrate Memorial Day? Why do people celebrate these imperialist acts that keep the boot of white power on the colonized masses and steal resources for meaningless things like cell phones, lithium, diamonds, things that are meaningless when it boils down to it? We're launching the $50,000 on Memorial Day because we're saying no more to all of these things. No more imperialism, no more genocide, no more boot of white power on the colonized masses' neck, no more celebration of pigs, no more tears shed for the pigs who would perpetrate that against the colonized masses globally. So in our own form of celebration, we're raising this $50,000 to say we want a place for our colonized comrades, the colonized masses, the poor and working class colonized people to be able to practice self-determination and have their land, lives, labor, and resources back in their own hands. That's why we're doing it on Memorial Day. Land back.
Land back. That's right. No tears shed for pigs. And when I say that all white people are an extension of the state, that includes all white people. Not one tear shed, not even for Anne Frank, Anne Frank, who came from a family of pigs, whose daddy was a member of the Imperial German Army, who put together her little diary, and the money of which was going to fund the state of Isn't Real. All y'all are extensions of the state. Not one of y'all gets sympathy from Black Hammer. Not one of y'all.
Mm-hmm. Not one. Parthon, go ahead.
Land back. Well said, Chief Turey, Comrade Reset. We're deciding to launch this $50,000 goal on Memorial Day because, like, any those who I heard looking up. Is it any better?
Yeah, it's a little bit. It was a little bit better for a moment. Go ahead, keep trying again. I know you completely frozen. Now we're going to move on to sarcophagus in the meantime while we try to get Parthonon's audio correct. Go ahead, sarcophagus.
Yeah, land back. So as my brilliant comrades and chiefs said before me, Memorial Day is a day that commemorates those who have fallen serving the interests of American imperialism. American imperialism works around the clock to keep colonized people separated from each other and from their native lands, to make sure that white people are continually in control of land, labor, lives, and resources that don't belong to us. Celebrating Memorial Day is a celebration of continually stealing land, labor, lives, resources from colonized people around the world. Rather than celebrate those who carry out murder of colonized people around the world, we should be commemorating the lives of colonized masses who have been stolen in order to uphold this genocidal colonial system. We can commemorate the stolen lives of the colonized masses by raising these $50,000 in reparations that we're going to do this summer. So if you're a colonizer that wants to disunite with the celebration of murder and stolen lands, pay for reparations today. Let's see those reparations in the comments. Recognize the power of united colonized brilliance. Land back.
Land back, yes. That's exactly what we have to do, is put that back into the hands of colonized people, because it's been taken from us. Thank you for laying that out perfectly, Sarcophagus. Executive, go ahead. Tell me, why $50,000?
Land back. Beautifully put, comrades and my beautiful chiefs. Black Hammer decided to launch this $50,000 goal on Memorial Day because Memorial Day is a trash holiday. It's a holiday where the colony celebrates those who have fallen to further its imperialistic agenda. So the $50,000 is to go towards Hammer City so that our colonized masses can have dictatorship over their lives, land, labor, and resources. And it's a sustainable place and a safe place for colonized people to live and thrive without the obstacles of the colony. Land back.
Yes, Hammer City is that answer. It's that answer. It's not an option. It's that answer to the continuous theft and murder that we face, even when we think that we're winning, even when we're saying, "God, justice, justice for George Floyd, justice." We think we have all this justice, yet they keep killing us. And so Hammer City is an option for colonized people to finally live without that violence and fear, and to build a world where that will never exist again. And what the Reparations Corps recruits are doing are giving reparations to build that world. Yes, land back. And then last but not least, go ahead, Recruit A. Tell us, why $50,000?
Land back. We're launching this goal on Memorial Day because Memorial Day is nothing more than a colonizer's holiday to celebrate genocidal murderers. In the Reparations Corps, we say we refuse. We refuse to celebrate Memorial Day. We refuse to celebrate these genocidal colonial holidays. And we refuse to unite with the colony. Instead, we unite under the leadership of colonized people. Through the 8-week Reparations Corps, white people can be transformed into a new kind of white people that unites under colonized leadership and will make material actions and get reparations. We're not about performative actions. We're not about symbolic actions. We're about material actions. And so that's why from now on, Memorial Day and all these other genocidal colonial holidays will be reparations days, where we're going to be raising awareness about this, going into our and getting the reparations back. Land back.
Oh, what? Okay, well, you heard them say it. Every holiday from now on will be a reparations day. All these colonizer holidays are going to be a reparations day. That is what we're going to be doing now, huh? Okay, that's what our Reparations Corps recruits are organizing for. Anytime there's going to be a holiday that celebrates our murder, celebrates our genocide, celebrates our death, we are going to instead have that day be a day of reparations for you to pay back in respect of what has happened, out of necessity of what has happened. Land back. Whew. And then, yes, this is what we have to do. This is what we have to do. We have to organize people to get to this end. You can't just will it. You have to work for it. And you see these white people taking themselves and putting themselves on the right side of history and working for it. Land back. And so one of the things that we work on in the Reparations Corps, another thing that we do in our class is we talk about planning. Planning is something that we do at Black Hammer all the time. We do not let a single day go by where we are not referencing the plan that we have set, knowing who's doing what, and when, knowing what our action items are. We always do this work at Black Hammer because we realize without that work, without that planning, we have nothing. I have seen the white left be so disorganized, not by being a part of it, but just by watching them try to say something about Black Hammer. And you know what? I saw them trying to hold an election at DSA. I saw them trying to hold an election at DSA, and everyone left. And afterwards, we're discussing on Facebook with each other. I wonder if that really went well. Do you think that really went well? I don't know. I think we should do these rules next time. I don't know. How are y'all discussing how to plan and organize outside the event on Facebook? Is that how y'all organize? Is that how the white left organizes? If that's the case, then y'all need the Reparations Corps. Y'all need it. We do plans of actions up in the Reparations Corps so that the minute that they graduate and finish this program and finish this boot camp, they are able to organize immediately. These recruits here know that they organize immediately once they finished. They were put to work immediately to get reparations for colonized people. And we're able to do so because they had those skills. Land back. And so coming to the Reparations Corps, get those skills, disunite with that disorganization of the white left, and unite with the organization and brilliance of colonized people. Land back. And so I'm going to throw it back to Chief Turey, who is going to bring up our final panel question. Go ahead.
Ooh, we flying through it today. We flying through it. Make sure to keep dropping those reparations in the comments. So we're gonna end off with what is Hammer City. We here at Black Hammer have been talking about building Hammer City for a year now, but maybe you might be new in the live stream. Maybe you might be one of the colonizers who we who got invited to watch this event. You might be thinking, what is Hammer City? All these white leftists on Twitter are talking about Black Hammer starting a race war, building Hammer City. Like, oh, Black Hammer is building this ethno-state, Hammer City. There's rumors flying around. What is it? What does this project mean to us? Well, we're gonna lay it out right now. Hammer City is the solution to all of these contradictions, all of these problems that we have been hearing from the masses when we go out to the hood every single day, when we are doing outreach, when we have passed out 1 million masks this past year, and we talked to the poor and working class colonized people right where they live, and they said, and we asked, what are you worried about? What concerns you? And we said, and we heard, we can't afford to keep a roof over our heads. The pigs are harassing me every single day. COVID has taken 7 of my family members. On and on and on. These same stories over and over again. And we had to say, what is a long-term solution for our people? We can no longer stand by and say that we will go down with this crumbling system. All of these all of this violence thrown at us every single day. Hammer City is a place without rent, without pigs, without coronavirus, and without white people. Because if you want no plague, then you got to have no white people. We already made that mistake with Columbus, and we ain't making that mistake no more. Hammer City is the way that we will build dictatorship over our lands, lives, labor, and resources. A land base where we can show the entire world that not only did we build everything under this system by force, but we will build on top of it once it is gone. That we still have what it takes for our own liberation. 600 years, we have not, poor and working class colonized people have not given this system a day of silence, of rest. Every single hour these past 600 years that we have been under the boot of white power colonialism, we have resisted. And Hammer City is the beginning of the end. Chief Oju, what is Hammer City? What does it mean to you? You who have been helping to get us to this point for the past year.
Yes, land back. What Hammer City means to me is an answer to the gentrification I felt as a child. At the very first moment, that's the first thing I thought of, was finally some place that a colonizer couldn't come in and push out my family. That was one of the first thoughts I had, because that's all I experienced as a colonized person in the United States, is constantly being pushed out of my communities, being pushed off my land. And then what it also means to me, it also reminds me of my indigenous blood. It reminds me that my people are of this land too. And it just made me that much more angry to see what has been done to it. I've seen the water differently. I see the soil differently now because of Hammer City. I see the air differently now because of Hammer City. Everything about this planet looks completely different to me because of Hammer City. And the idea that we are able to control our lives on land that isn't stolen anymore, that has completely changed how I've understood this planet. And when I found out that these colonizers up in this Reparations Corps were gonna support it, at first I was like, well, yeah, reparations, they gotta pay up. But then to see that they're going to raise $50,000 in reparations this summer, I told myself, well, it can be done, because we see how much they unite to colonized leadership. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen, and I see them do it. And so I have no doubt that we have instilled in them the skills necessary to organize for $50,000 in reparations this summer. And I know Hammer City will get built with those resources. Land back. And so let's hear from you all here in the Reparations Corps. Hammer City, what does this project mean to you as a colonizer? Land back. Let's hear first from Comrade Executive.
Land back. This Hammer City project means so much to me because of what it means in the difference of material reality for the colonized masses, like we've talked before. After going through the 8-week boot camp, and after all of the political education that we've gone through, it's just opened my eyes to how many differences the colonized masses face versus what us colonizers face every day. You know, like if colonizers disunite from the colony, we can still reassimilate back into it, where colonized people have never had that chance. So Hammer City is a beacon for hope for the colonized masses, and it's a way for them to reach self-determination and true freedom. And that's why Hammer City is so important to me. Land back.
Land back. It is your chance to get on the right side of history. Exactly. Comrade Sarcophagus, tell us.
Land back. So while colonialism may benefit white people materially, it is destructive towards all other forms of life on this planet. Rather than continue down this destructive path for all life on Earth, I'd rather struggle against colonialism. But as a colonizer, I recognize that I, nor any other colonizer, can possibly have the solution to a system we've been indoctrinated into since birth. The colonized masses, however, know how to live in right relationship with the land and with each other. They know that a world free of colonialism is not only possible, but it is necessary for life to truly thrive on this planet. To me, this project means seeing the material actualization of the term land back. It means colonized people, plants, and animals getting free from the grips of colonialism. Rather than continuing to serve the interests of the colony, this project means that I can have the opportunity to get on the right side of history. The only way to do this is by uniting under colonized leadership and working to return the stolen land and resources back into the hands of the colonized masses. Colonized stewardship of the land is the only solution to climate change. It is the only means through which we will continue to survive on this planet. And that's why I am so excited to be part of this project and so excited to be united under our brilliant colonized leadership in the Reparations Corps. Land back.
Land back. There's literally space trash. And in the deepest part of the ocean, they found a trash bag. That is what this leadership has done here. And colonized people have to clean this mess up. Go ahead, Turey.
We might even have to build a hammer city on Mars. Elon Musk, elongated muskrat, wants to colonize space. Bill Gates wants to colonize the moon. Yo, we might have to build a hammer city on the moon, because we aren't just building homes, like these Pueblo homes, like from the brilliance of of colonized people, of these underground food forests, Walipinis from the that come from the indigenous people of Bolivia. We are saying that the colonized don't get one more inch. While your system collapses, you don't even get to go to Mars. You don't get to escape and colonize space. Nah. Not one more inch.
Not one more inch on this planet or off of this planet. Not one more inch. Let's see. Comrade Recruit A. Let us know. What does Hammer City mean to you?
Land back. Hammer City is so important because it's an immediate and a long-term solution to all the problems that colonized people face, which we know all come from colonialism. But it's also so much more than that. It's a physical manifestation of the 4 points of unity of Black Hammer. But even more than that, it's proof of Black Hammer's revolutionary love for the masses and dedication to the masses, and dedication to serving the masses, and centering the masses. Because Black Hammer is only 2 years old, but Black Hammer didn't just stop at having food drives every weekend, having clothing drives every weekend. Didn't just stop at passing out over 500,000 KN95 masks for free to poor and working class people. Black Hammer didn't stop there. Black Hammer is creating a new city, a new state, and a new world where no one lives at the expense of another. Land back.
Yes. As you laid out, yes, Hammer City is a manifestation of our 4 principles. It is the exact answer to the problems that we see, which is colonialism, which we lay out. Yes, land back. Thank you, Recruit A. Let's hear from Comrade 11. Tell us, what does Hammer City mean to you?
So Hammer City is the actualization of land back, which is what we always say. And we know that land has to be returned to indigenous and colonized people because they're the true stewards of the land. Hammer City is a place for them to live without colonizers or the oppressive structures that we've forced on them. Colonialism has created these structures that materially dispossess colonized people. These include the police, the foster care system, the healthcare system, the miseducation system, food deserts, poisoned water, just to name a few, just to scratch the surface. Black Hammer knows that it's not enough to reform these systems or even to abolish them. They have to overturn the material conditions that allowed them to exist in the first place and build a dual contending power free from these. Hammer City, the one that we're building now in Colorado, is the first of its kind, but it is far from the last. Soon there will be Hammer Cities all across the globe because we have the blueprint for worldwide anti-colonial living.
Black Hammer got the blueprint. Got the blueprint for Hammer City. Got the blueprint for the colonizers to pay reparations and get under our leadership. We got the blueprint for it all. Land back. Let's hear from Parthenon. What's Hammer City mean to you?
Land back. Hopefully they don't break up this time. But Hammer City, well, what 600 years of colonialism has taught us, and what Chief Oju and Chief Turey have so diligently taught us, is that there's an undeniable link between land and power. Land produces the resources, the shelter, and the life for the people, and in turn, people must maintain that with their labor. From Manifest Destiny to Isn't Real, colonizers have unjustly stolen that land from colonized masses and thusly have stolen their resources, their lives, their shelter, their labor. So Hammer City is a response to this land question that responds in a material way, like giving collective dictatorship of the land back to the colonized people, So Hammer City in my eyes is groundbreaking. You know, it's, as a white person, I can signal my ethics all day. I can share a post from Antifa about how we're standing on stolen land. I could wear a t-shirt that says, "You're standing on stolen land," that I got at Urban Outfitters, and pat myself on the back. But what am I accomplishing? What are any of us accomplishing? Hammer City is land back, and land back is the freedom back to colonized masses. So as a member of the Reparations Corps, I want nothing more than for colonized comrades to get their freedom so that my life does not come at the expense of another. Land back.
Land back. All right. Yes, laid out really well. Parthenon, laid out. Reset. Last but not least, tell us, what does Hammer City mean to you?
Land back. Yes, my comrades and our chiefs laid it out so well about what Hammer City is, that paradise for the colonized masses to practice that self-determination, to get the land back, to get the labor back into how they determine to use labor, to get their lives back into their own hands, to get their culture back into their own hands, and those resources back into their own hands. That's what Hammer City is. And what it means to me is the love for all of our comrades, the colonized masses across the globe. So many people we see, liberals, conservatives, white leftists, we've talked on this, they move with such hatred. Everything they do is out of a hatred for a system that they still benefit from, while the poor and working class colonized masses do not benefit from that system. It's out of the love for our colonized comrades, for the poor and working class colonized people everywhere across the globe that Hammer City represents. So that's what Hammer City means to me. It's that love that we want to help overcome that difference in the material reality by providing these reparations and getting people to unite under colonized leadership so that they can understand the difference in the material reality and do what's necessary under that colonized leadership to make the difference that the colonized masses need for this paradise here and across the globe. Land back.
Land back. I want to expand on this a little bit because I mean, those of y'all who who didn't take these classes, y'all might not know because you aren't privy to the information. But Reset's people colonized my people in a really direct way. Like Ireland colonized the island of Jamaica. Like his ancestors, in order to overcome this division of their island, where the European nation pulled them by force into colonialism, into whiteness, said, "You will be foot soldiers for our colonial project." They came over to Jamaica and plundered it, where like over half of Ireland's economy was propped up by these Jamaican plantations. And Reset, like if you want to talk about what Hammer City means to y'all, like Reset said no longer, that I will not be a foot soldier for the colony anymore. I will take my foot off of an oppressed nation and let them guide me. And let that be a lesson to all y'all colonizers in watching this event, in the comments who have doubts, y'all haters. Humble thyself. As Comrade Reset has humbled himself. Say that nobody can show you what real liberation is like the slave can. So that's for this historic moment, we need to acknowledge what Hammer City means in real time. The overturning of 600 years of this process. So y'all white people, you think y'all were always dirty? You think y'all were always uneducated, fighting at each other's throats? You think like all these issues that like even y'all deal with, what you like, oh yeah, anti-Semitism, like all the, you think that was like always you think that was always the case for you? Nah, like Hammer City, like paying reparations, deciding to not be a parasite, to follow the leadership of the colonized poor and working class. That means y'all get back your humanity. Like this is not just some like hippy dippy like pie in the sky, like, oh yeah, I do this like to feel good. Like no, you learn what was taken from you, really what was taken from you, what committing genocide, how like what that does to you physically. That is returned to you. as it has, as we have seen, as Comrade Reset is committed to returning to him and his people. The first steps in that journey: humble thyself and remember this moment. Land back.
Land back. Thank you for that, Chief Turey. Thank you for that. How else is the system going to be overturned? How else? It's only through colonized, anti-colonial, revolutionary work that this is going to be overturned. And anything that you all have gone through on your rock, if you want to overturn, it ain't gonna get overturned until there is anti-colonial revolution. So we are going to give it one more time to one of our Reparations Corps recruit comrades to our final reparations fundraising call. We have been getting reparations not just in the Facebook and YouTube comments, but also through our fundraising platforms right now, and we are totaling them all up right now. But we're going to get a little bit more through Comrade Parthenon. Lead us through this reparations call. Land back.
Land back, y'all. It is time. Colonizers watching, sitting in the comments on YouTube, on Facebook. Let's open those purses once more and let's give back some of those stolen resources in a game we like to call Reparations Bingo. Pay up, pay up. So let's read off some of these. Our free space, which we all know there's no space that's free on stolen land, is our You a Colonizer? Pay up $50 right now. We got that Venmo, that Cash App right there on screen. You know what? I'm a colonizer. Paid $50. It's that simple. It's really that simple. Can't pay $50? Drop some money if you're a colonizer. You've been on an exchange program? Did you transfer over to another colonized nation in order to take an education and take the rightful space away from someone who obviously deserved that education in order to fulfill your wanderlust? $15. Let's go. Come on. It's easy. You got that education. You took it away from a colonized person. Let's go. I want to see those reparations rolling in. You've vacationed in another country. You don't even need to go on an exchange program. You went over to Mexico and you were like, oh, margaritas on the beach. They want their money back. $25. Let's go. Oh, you got a trust fund? Well, I trust that you're going to fund Hammer City, put that money back in the pockets of colonized people at Build Hammer City on Venmo. Oh, we got $80 that came through, $50 that came through. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. Are you a white person spreading your Rona all over the place by walking around without a mask in public? Ooh, $40. Thank you, Scout Had. Land back to you indeed. Are you walking around with no mask, spreading your disgusting Rona all over colonized masses? $10 right now. It's the least you could do. It's the least you could do. Yeah, $80 from Mavis 10 Nixon. Okay, yes. Colonizers, it's time to disunite with the colony. Pay up. You have a smartphone? I'm sure so many of you are watching on a smartphone right now. Come on, $15. It's not that much of your phone bill. Just put it in the pockets of the colonized masses. Okay, all right. If you're not in the reparations, thank you, Reset. If you're not in the Reparations Corps, that's $25. Get in the Reparations Corps. You won't have to add that. Oh, thank you, Rhett, for $50 in reparations. You must be a colonizer. We love to see it. We love to see it. I know at least half of you live in a gentrified hood if you don't live on stolen land already, which we all do. Come on. Wallets out. Let's make it rain. Let's make it rain in reparations, please. All right. All right. Yep. Fill up this bingo card. Yeah, exactly. We're playing bingo blackout right now. Come on. You've never been imprisoned? That's $25. You're living with your own privilege. Call it out.
Oh, we got Parthenon frozen again. Keep those reparations coming. Got another $25 in reparations from Comrade Reset. Also see here $50 for the center square. Hey, keep paying them up. All right, because as we see in that center square, you will colonize it. You automatically paying up. That is the lesson. That is the lesson of colonialism and your position in colonialism. Pay up automatically because you a colonizer. That is your duty. Your first duty is to pay reparations. So we are going to keep on tallying this up as people keep sending it in to our Cash App and to our Venmo. And if you are taking pictures of your donations and sending them in order for us to make sure we get you in that raffle, send those to reparationscorps@protonmail.com. All right. And from there, we will make sure to connect with you and announce who is the winner of that raffle on June 19th. All right. Land back. Oh, and $25 more reparations. See, our Reparations Corps recruits always showing out. Okay. Land back. And so
let's make this goals.
We're gonna make these goals. We're gonna be tallying up that final amount because our recruits have been getting these reparations for a while now, building up to this event. They have made a goal for this event and have pushed themselves to get the amount they needed for this event. And so we're going to reveal that big final number plus the number that you all just raised right now in reparations right here. And so, yeah, I know out here is like it's like $600 total on this card. Which colonizer got $600 for reparations? Exactly. How much you got on that stimulus check? Get up that stimulus check for colonized people. Reparations checks should be standard from y'all to us. All right. Put that in the comments. Give up your stimmy for the people. All right. Give up your stimmy for colonized
One of those
people.
squares was for if you're in a white-led organization. Just to be clear, if your organization has white membership, it's white-led. Yeah, just ask the sellouts of Black Lives Matter. They're infiltrate like 80% of these protests, or Black Lives Matter protests, being white Democrats last year. Like, just so we're perfectly clear, if you're looking around and you see white faces, you're in a white-led organization. Pay up. For all y'all, for you white adventurous groups, what you call like white leftists, whose members, whose sexual predator members are getting jailed left and right. Stop paying for their bail funds. They made their bed. Let them lie in it. Why don't you pay that money to people who will actually get us free, who will actually forward anti-colonial struggle? Let's see them coins, okay?
Yes, land back, give up them coins, because as white-led orgs, even if there's just one of them in it, always gonna end up creating some sellouts. And we don't need no more neo-colonial sellouts up in this. We need more colonized revolutionaries. So, as we tally up those totals, we're going to get into the Q&A portion of our panel. It is a chance for you all now, everyone who's watching, to drop a question for our Reparations Corps recruits and ask them just the things you've been wanting to ask. I know some people are like, I never seen them before. I bet you all got some questions going through your head right now. You see people going, whoa, look at them. Look at what they're saying. Look at what they're doing, which is not necessarily a comment on you all, but a comment on how amazing colonized leadership is, just so that you're aware. And so, land back, drop questions that you have in the comments for our Reparations Corps recruits. What are you wondering about the work that they're doing? What are you wondering about why they united to being a part of the Reparations Corps? Why they have decided that Black Hammer is the only organization out here doing what we're doing? So, if you got those questions, and that includes comrades, colonized people, you can ask those questions as well. Oh, and we got another $29 in reparations. Yes, keeping on. So, yes, anybody with questions, drop them in the chat, and we will get to answering them here in the Reparations Corps. While we do wait for a question, one question that I did want to ask y'all that I know some people are curious. So, why Black Hammer? So why is it Black Hammer? Why is not any other organization? You know, we talked about white-led organizations. Is that what has drawn you into the Reparations Corps? Tell us why Black Hammer. You can raise your hand, and I will call you. Reset. Go ahead, Reset.
Land back. How you just laid it out is exactly why. Because Black Hammer is led by colonized leadership. It's the only revolutionary organization that is out doing work for the colonized masses constantly. We see it in every single chapter, whether it's the tri-state, Texas, Colorado, all over globally, out giving out KN95 masks, providing food, providing any needs for the colonized masses. 24/7. I mean, that was the reason why Black Hammer was it for me. And the colonized leadership and the brilliance that we've seen from Black Hammer is how can you even say no? Land back.
Land back, yes. Comrade 11, go ahead. Answer that question.
Land back. I joined the Reparations Corps because I wanted to unite with a global organization. So many organizations here in the United States are so focused on single issues or just things that are happening in their area when it really is a global struggle. Colonialism affects every colonized person, and the fact that Black Hammer is reaching out to the global community and building power there was the reason that I decided to join, to expand my view and get out of this colonial way of thinking about only myself and only my country.
Land back, yes. Because we're not just fighting for ourselves as individuals, as we taught you in the Reparations Corps. Individualism is one of the most poisonous things a revolutionary could have. And so, yes, I totally agree with that. 11. Let's see. We do have a question in the comments from Steve. Steve says, "What was the toughest change you had to make when you joined the Reparations Corps?" That's a good question because national suicide ain't pretty. So, what was the toughest change you had to make joining the Reparations Corps? Can hear from,
first of all, I want to say,
yeah.
Steve, you got a good look at all the people who have gone through this 8-week program, and these are the happiest faces you've ever seen. Like the toughest change, I don't know if you heard, but being a part of the reparations, getting back your humanity ain't no sacrifice.
That's true. That's true.
Being a part of the organization that is going to bring liberation to this to this world. Yeah, there are I'll let recruit A got something to say, and we ain't holding y'all hostage. Isn't that right? Answer the question.
I am back. I completely unite with that, Chief Turey, because it's not a tough change at all. But there's something about once, as a colonizer, once you take material action, once you understand that symbolic action and performative action and going out and doing all these protests and sharing hashtags and doing all these things doesn't lead anywhere. Once you start paying reparations and you start materially uniting with the colonized masses and colonized revolutionaries, it does something, right? So paying those reparations, it's something that we do not do. That's not something we do under colonialism. But once we start overturning that by paying reparations, it really is transformative. And then you just see like the material conditions and the material difference between colonizers and colonized. And also, yeah, I've been following Black Hammer and getting all my political education from y'all and all my information about coronavirus and how to stay safe during COVID-19 from y'all and from y'all's rallies. And honestly, like I could say you probably saved my life, people in my family's life, because I was following Black Hammer's protocols about COVID-19 from the very beginning, when the CDC was still telling us not to wear masks, when this colonial imperial government was just in disarray. But Black Hammer has a political education and the information to move forward and to keep colonized masses safe. Land back.
Period. That's y'all's government. That's y'all's government that left you to die, left you for dead, lied to your faces and said that oh, these jabs will ain't nothing but an experiment, that you can go out without masks. Lied about there's actually double the number of people who have died. from this plague. Many of whom are colonizers. Yeah, it's 3 times the rate for colonized people, but like 1 million people is a lot of people. And to get on the right side of the question, under the leadership of an organization that has been telling it like it is for the past year, ahead of the CDC, and like an organization that has like mental health programs for members, and that that colonizers can have access to, that they gotta pay the fee. It ain't free for y'all. But like even y'all suffering under like mental health struggles. And we say that any colonial therapist out there is gonna say like, oh yeah, it's fine that you're committing genocide. It's fine that it's good and normal that you're working on a plantation that like all the resources are soaked in blood. Like when I say that there's physical consequences to uniting with this parasitic system, I'm being literal. To acknowledge it and to take steps to overturn it, there's it's not even just I have to wait all this time until to see the benefits of paying reparations. No, following our leadership, it's not just good for us; it's good for y'all. We are literally teaching you how to be human. That means teaching you how to wash your ass. That's part of the deal here. Part of the package deal. It's work. But work ain't a bad thing unless it is building a system built on top of someone else. So I just wanted to say that. Do we got any more questions in the comments?
Man, back. Yeah, if you have more questions, drop them up in the comments. We're going to take probably one more question to see what you all are trying to figure out about this Reparations Corps. If you have a question about what you might learn in the Reparations Corps, how you could be a part of it, let us know. If not, we are going to, soon reveal the amount of reparations that we received in this live and for this event. The reveal's coming up. But if y'all don't have your questions, you can drop them to us later, reparationscorps@protonmail.com. And if you want to join the Reparations Corps, you can join at blackhammer.org/reparations to get some of those questions answered about what goes down in our political education boot camp. And so let's see. If you are a part of the Reparations Corps, you get to get this amazing uniform that our current comrades are wearing, right? Because we understand that if you are a white person who is not in that uniform, then how can I trust you to do anything for colonized people? I had no idea whether or not you have committed national suicide and have fallen under our leadership. And so if I don't see you in that uniform, that means that I do not want you to act like any kind of leadership or act like you can say anything about revolution. This is the only place where you get to learn how to talk about revolution as a white person. This is the only people I'm going to accept as people who've learned that, because they've learned it from colonized leadership, not because of who they are. This isn't a personal thing, right? This is about who colonized leaders are. And colonized leaders are the people who will be responsible for making everybody human again, even colonizers who have stepped away from their humanity so much. And so if you want this uniform, if you want to be a part of that answer and be on the right side of history, then you need to sign up for the Reparations Corps today. You can sign up at blackhammer.org/reparations. Black Hammer, we have this Reparations Corps session weekly. You can sign up at that website and begin by paying reparations to become part of this boot camp. And then after this boot camp, you'll be able to organize with other recruits to get reparations for colonized people. And so we are so looking forward to having you in the Reparations Corps. We're looking forward to you learning from colonized leadership. You want to join these happy people? They smiling. They smile. They don't look scared to me. They don't look scared to me. That's all I know. They're here making sure that they are doing what they need to do for colonized people. And so join them and join the Reparations Corps. And let's review our final number of reparations. So, tallying up the amount we've received in this live plus the amount that has been raised for this event this week, $3,357 in reparations so far.
Say it again.
$3,357 in reparations. And these people just finished this boot camp. They literally just finished this. And look at the work that they have already put in to making sure that colonized people get the reparations they need. Y'all hear that? I want you to, in the comments, to share this, share this. You see that amount of reparations we get literally from recruits of colonizers who just finished this boot camp? Just finished this boot camp. Look at the power of organization taught by colonized leadership. Look at the power of colonized people when we come together to get other people united for anti-colonialism. Look at that. Look at that. So, Chief Turey, how you feeling about those 3K?
They said it couldn't be done. But look at the numbers. And you doubt whether or not you're looking at the winning team. Organization ain't nothing to a hammer. Where we got that political poom so good that it whips the white people into shape. Over $3,000, and the summer ain't even started yet. We said by the end of the summer, it is not even June. $50,000 is nothing. So behold what the colonized poor working class can build, what we can teach the colonizer. Y'all parasites, what we can teach them to build over $3,000 in reparations. Historic moment. And for those watching, what you see here is the beginning of the end. Like, Black Hammer has already won. It's just a matter of cleaning up the mess as as the United Snakes of America falls apart. Like, we have done it. The moral victory is ours. Winning the hearts and minds of the masses and the masses of colonizers. Like, it is abundantly clear that if you are watching this event, if you are a Fed watching this event, or if you are a hater watching this event, those Twitter fingers in the comments saying, "Oh, Black Hammer, it can't do nothing. Black Hammer, what is I honestly feel bad for you because you are looking at the end of your system, where not only do colonized people have you outnumbered 10-1, but now you are outnumbered even within your own ranks. Look around you. You got nothing. Where even the people you thought would unite with you to help rebuild this parasitic system are turning their backs on you, leaving you in the dust. Behold what we have built. Behold what we have taught even y'all's people to build, and y'all still doubt us. I pity you. Not for long though, because we got too much to do. That's the beautiful thing about leaving you in the dust. I ain't got to think about you except to be on Twitter to brag. So yes, remember this day. This is the first of many reparations days. Until every single day on this calendar is a reparations day for y'all. And celebrate. We have the receipts to show what we are capable of. So everyone in this StreamYard right now, remember this day. Everyone in the audience, remember this day. Because it's the beginning of the end. With that, This has been our panel event, No Tears Shed for Pigs, brought to you by the Black Hammer organization. Remember, you can still, this raffle is still going on for another 20 days, so about another 3 weeks. So for y'all colonizers who still want to stand on the right side of the question, pay reparations, you can enter into the raffle and take that first step. If you want to take another first step, like a big step forward, you can sign up for the Reparations Corps, blackhammer.org/reparations. And you too can be the cream, the premium crackers. That HDTV that you can stand on the right side of the question. And can everyone hear? Chief OG, did I get everything?
You got everything, yeah.
Are we good? Are we good to unmute?
Yeah, I think we good to unmute. I think we good. I think we laid it out. These colonizers are in 4K now. They exposed. So we are going to, yes, keeping on. We got work to do.
Unmute y'all. And for a final time, just give a land back.
Land back.